Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Marisha Nicole, and welcome back yet to my channel. I just want to take the time out to say, one, look at your girl sitting down about to have a little chit chat with y'all, which is something I don't get to do. So I am excited for that. Then I also want to say thank you to each and every subscriber that has subscribed to my channel, that has left me a comment, that has left me a like. Y'all do not know how much that means to me, because what I'm going to talk about, has been a long journey for me. And you can get discouraged. When I tell you you can get discouraged on this journey, you can get discouraged on this journey. So that's what I'm going to talk about. Again, I don't really get to sit down and talk to you guys because of how my day is structured. Being that I am a 911 dispatcher, a place that never closes, and now that I have transitioned back to night shift, when the year began, I transitioned back to night shift. So now, if you don't know, I work 5:45 to 5:45 in the morning. Being that I work till 5:45 in the morning, by the time that I usually get home is about 6:20-ish in the morning. By the time that I get settled, digress from the day, release all the energy, take my shower, get into bed, it's probably about after 7:30, pushing 8 o'clock. So therefore, sometimes I don't get to go to sleep until about 8:30, when you actually have that downtime and let your body zen out and go to sleep. So being that, my goal typically is to get up about 11:30. I set my alarm for about 11:15, and I try to get out of bed by 11:30. It does not happen every day. Most times it's not until 12:31, and I'm actually just pushing myself to get out of bed. But I want to make sure I'm maximizing my day with that, because you can get really lost in night shift. Being that you're working overnight, it's easy to sleep the whole entire day and get up right in time for you to get ready for work again. I don't want to feel like I'm a revolving door going back and forth to work and sleep, work and sleep. And there's goals that I want to accomplish. I want to accomplish being a content creator on YouTube. And there's also other goals that I want to pursue and make sure that I am reaching those goals. So therefore, I try to make sure I get myself up. I'm not even going to talk about my weight loss, because that's something else I'm trying to incorporate and get back to, because I missed the body that I actually was able to build, and I kind of fell off track. But that is a whole nother topic. So let's go ahead and get back into the topic that I want to discuss. And that is, how do you stay encouraged on this journey when you feel like you have done this many times before? And that is me. I am a social media baby. I started on MySpace and then transitioned through the years of each new developing app that came out thus far from that time frame. And on those platforms, I will say that it always been kind of family and friends. I never pushed true content creating. Now, I did at one point back in early 2000s. I had a YouTube channel that me and my kids were kind of on, and it was all about dancing, because I do love to dance. That is something that I also started my TikTok with. Started my TikTok in 2020, and started off the same way, just dancing and doing the whatever was trending at the time. Now, back to, again, the topic at hand. How do you stay encouraged when you feel discouraged? You know what I mean? Because being on these multiple different platforms for quite some time, over a decade and some change at this point, I've never had a true following community base that encouraged me, if you know what I mean. I did not find that. I did not find that encouragement and community until I joined TikTok in 2020. Around the same time a lot of people joined TikTok was around 2020. That is when I joined as well. When I joined, it definitely was a different kind of app, because like I said, I've been on MySpace, Facebook, Instagram. I had Vine at one point, Musically. What's the other one? Triller. Was it Triller? Those, whatever that's out and trending, I have been on it, but never could find my growth in any of those apps besides family and friends. And there was times I tried different things, like I was an advocate for TLC products, Total Life Changes, and I went down that journey, and that's when I lost my weight the most. I would say I was creating a following base, but just some things just come so natural and easy to other people that you again feel discouraged about this journey. But I keep getting back up there, keep riding that horse every chance that I get, to try to see if that will change And sometimes it's not even about who follows me. It's more of an educational piece for myself to see the continued growth that I'm able to show throughout these different platforms, of seeing where my mind frame was at 20 years, 30 years, whatever the case may be. I'm able to see the continued growth. And that's what you definitely want to see, whatever journey that you decide to go on. If you want to film it, if you don't want to film it, if it's something that you just truly want to do throughout the years, it's always important to kind of document it, so therefore you can see that growth. So that's what social media has done for me. It has definitely documented my growth, to see what my mind frame was at when I was in my early 20s, to see where I'm at that I'm now approaching 40. And there's definitely some things that I read back on my old like memory posts on my Facebook or whatever the case may be. And I'm like, what were you even talking about? But those are good reminders to say, pat yourself on the back, because sometimes we tend to fall to do that. But definitely always pat yourself on the back to know that you are not where you used to be, and you could always have room for improvement. Now, back to again, how to stay encouraged when you feel discouraged, because that's totally me. That's why I'm bringing up my whole background of social media, and how again, this will probably be my fourth or fifth time starting a YouTube channel. I will be honest. I always jump with the whole, I'm going to go into it. I will post my first video. It does not go the way I want it to go. And then those thoughts come back and like, what are you doing? Nobody really wants to hear what you have to say. But that is a lie, because I know I am a unique person. I am a very optimistic person. And that is why it brings me to say this video about staying encouraged when you feel discouraged, because that has been my total life. Like my entire life has been my entire life is always encouraging myself that you can do it. So what that the door has closed in your times multiple times, but just know when it does open, it will open, and it will give you everything that you have sown. You will definitely reap it. So I go on to say about, okay, my TikTok. My TikTok I started in 2020. Cool. I kind of, took off a little bit and got to my 1,000 and stayed at 1,000 for quite some time. I don't think I reached 10K until 2020. I want to say. It took me about 3 years to get at 10K. Until this day, I'm at 10.8, and I'm at a standstill. I'll get views, but it's really my OG followers that I love to death, because they've been with me from day one. So I will never take that from them. But it's like something about me on the algorithm, I would say, it just does not resonate with people. And I'm not too sure why. I'm a positive person. I try to spit out positivity. I used to do that at one point, and it used to be the shorts, like not shorts on YouTube, but at one point, everyone knows TikTok was not a 10-minute platform. So you only had 15 seconds. And then it went to like, you had your 60 seconds. But if you did 60 seconds, no one was really worried about it. Or I would do my Instagram story or my Facebook story. And it was always about, I would do a quote of the day and try to just always encourage people to know that even though some days start out rough, you know how it is when you wake up and it just feels like nothing is going right, but you have to take that time out and just sit here and say, you know what? I don't want to continue my day like this. So I'm going to redirect that energy and focus on something positive. It's something that I always drilled in all of my videos, as well as my favorite quote is what my collection is called, One You Collection. But it's be you, there's only one you. And that is what the whole topic about the whole be encouraged when you feel discouraged is, that you always have to find it within yourself. You have to find it within yourself and believe in yourself at all times. Because one thing about me is that I know that this world owes you nothing. The world owes you nothing. People owe you nothing. I don't care who that person is. It could be your mother. It could be your dad. It could be your brother, sister, husband, whatever the case may be. You have to go with the notion that no one owes you anything in this world. Not a hello, not a you look pretty today, not nothing like that of the sort. You have to find that within yourself. You have to feel good about yourself. Everything of happiness comes within. No one can give you happiness. No one can make you happy. And when you go through that false notion that someone can make you happy, you will always keep searching for it. And then you feel so voided when you don't get that back in return. And trust me, I learned that at an early age. When I say it's been my entire life, it's been my entire life. But one person I fell in love with dropped me off, and that relationship never repaired itself. And that was the person who birthed me, left me, and that was the end of it. So my heart was crushed at 5 years old, y'all. 5 years old. So since then, I knew how real life can be. And from then, when I moved in with my aunt, there was no encouragement for life. It was kind of like we were existing. And I didn't like that either. Like, I did not like being a welfare recipient at the time. I did not like any of that. And I always knew that when I got older, I would have control of that. And even going through those traumatic experiences very early on, people still told me that I was going to die laughing. And I felt nothing wrong with that. Like, I would rather go out laughing than just going out and not fulfilling my life. You know what I mean? So therefore, I never let my past hinder what I'm able to accomplish. I knew it was going to take me longer than others. I knew it was going to be a struggle more than others, but I did not ever give me that closed minded to say you can't do it. That's just never been me. It's been times where you can struggle, you can break down, because a lot of people look at me as a person of strength, which I value and I'm thankful for it. But there are times that it's hard to find that strength. And if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, because you're the person that always pours into someone, or you're the person, if someone has a problem, you're going to tell them the optimistic way to look at it and don't look at the negative. That is me. I breathe it. People tell me all the time, oh, you're just giving that person just the benefit of the doubt. But I really do give people the benefit of the doubt, because we don't know everyone's upbringings. We don't know everyone's backgrounds, I would say. And because of that, that's how people push out what they don't know. You know, what you don't know, you just don't know. And if you don't ever take that time to self reflect and self check yourself and say, hey, this is a problem because I always react that way, you will never get that answer, or you will never be able to overcome that, because you got to find the root cause. And most times, root causes, like for anyone, serial killers, domestic violence people, whatever the case, and we always root for something that was in your upbringing, because that's where it starts from. The people that birth you in this world, they are supposed to teach you some foundations to be able to carry you through. And when that is broken from an early age, it continues to be broken, and you just keep filling it with other stuff. I keep filling it with other stuff until you say, hey, I had enough. I had enough and I want to do something different. And that was just something that I always kind of told myself, that trouble won't last always. I know people like to say, but that's kind of how I felt when I was little. It was like, even I was little, I always had this like optimistic illusion, like it won't always be like this. Like, I will tell myself that all the time. When I couldn't get clothes, or when I tried to go with friends or whatever, we never had the money to go for it. And it wasn't until I got older, like when I found my spiritual connection with God, that I knew He had truly been my parent without having no parents. That again will be another topic for discussion. Let me stay on track, because I can be a squirrel brain, and I know I have a lot to put out to the world. So having this time to sit down and chit chat, I want to truly incorporate it more. So please be patient with me as I grow on this channel, because I am learning it. I'm not a big YouTube person, and I'm trying to come out of that shell, find my community, find my people, so I could be able to support differently than I was able to do on other platforms, and be able to bring that same energy that I do have with my following, my cool day ones on TikTok. I want to be able to bring that over here, because again, I know I have a lot to say. I know that I can touch one person. That's all I need. Um, because I know it can be hard, and we all are human beings, and we all go through it. Life right now is a facade of what people want to put on Facebook and Instagram or whatever case may be, and that's not truly what they're going through. And that's false advertisement in a way to other people, because they feel like these people are, this is what they're going through, and this is their life, trips and the lavish things of nature, but not the true, they're crying at night, or they sleep alone at night. None of that is really talked about, discussed, and you're trying to chase this dream of this perfect life, and there's no such thing as a perfect life. Until you actually love yourself and be able to create that peace within yourself, you won't be able to really have that truly in a relationship, because you won't know how to accept and deal with it. And I have learned that the hard way. Trust me, I have learned that the hard way. I never had no one tell me about relationships. So trial and error has been my life. Trial and mother loving error. There was no one to stop me, because I had no guidance to be like, hey, girl, don't do that. It wasn't until I did it, and it was like, oh, well, maybe I won't do that again next time. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how that is. And that's how I have always been. So I just wanted to, again, come down, have a little chit chat. And the reason why I wanted to bring up the whole be discouraged when you feel discouraged, be encouraged when you feel discouraged, is because that is totally real. Sometimes on this platform, I can see people that can just take off, and it plays with your psyche. Like, it really truly plays with your psyche. Like, why am I not good enough? Like, why don't people see my light? And it can get you down. It really can get you down. I've been there these past couple weeks and not sure if I want to continue this YouTube journey. And then I push through. I push through because I know I have something to say. I know I have something to say, and I know my people out there want to listen and be able to just know how you do it. Why do I know that? Because I worked in different environments with people, and I kind of always got the same statements about me. It's just, I'm resilient. I'm someone who they like, why don't you stress? I'm not, and people say that's a lie when you say you don't stress. I can't say I don't stress, but I really I just throw it to the back of my mind. Or I truly, and I don't know your religion or your background, whoever is watching this, I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not perfect. I'm just, this is me. So I know I have a spiritual connection, and with that spiritual connection, I just turn it over to God. Like, if something comes up and I don't have an actual answer or resolution for it in that particular moment, I'm not going to keep beating it over my head like, okay, this bill is due, this bill is due, this bill is due, this bill is due. All I can do is get up and go to work. That's all I can control in that particular moment, is that all I can do is get up and go to work. Something is going to happen. Either that's going to be taken from me and I have to think of a plan B, or something is going to happen. I'm going to be able to take care of it. But either way, what is going to happen in these first 24 hours, I won't be able to do anything about it. So why let it interrupt my day for the rest of my day or week over something that I have absolutely no control over? That's just not me. I love life too much. I like being energetic. I love being happy. I love being in a good mood. So stressing over something that I can't control, I really do X out my life. Like, and people say it all the time, Marisha just doesn't stress. I've lost, I'm telling y'all, like, I've lost vehicles, not knowing how to go to work. I've been in shelters, like, and always with a smile on my face, because I knew it was never going to last like that. I have control over what I have control over. And and that's just, again, being encouraged when you should feel discouraged. I try to just go ahead and block that, because that's just negative energy, and who wants time for negativity? When you sit there and dwell in it and dwell in it, you birth it into your children. Now you got another group of miserable people running around here, when life is so much more than that. And if you don't think that life is so much more than that, then you need to find a root cause of why you don't feel that way, and nip it in the bud, because life can be so beautiful. Even right now in 2025, with the craziness of the world, life is still you're still able to make memories. You're still able to be here with your loved ones, even through the hard times. So again, I will not stress it enough. Take that negative energy and turn it into something positive. Focus on everything you do have versus what you don't have. And I'm telling you, it will change in your mind frame. You will be totally blown with just applying that little bit of things. Like, as soon as you feel you're going into a negative slope, if you sit there and say, oh, I can breathe, I can walk, oh, I just ate, oh, I'm going back home to a roof over my head, I got clothes. Like, when you take, I know that sounds so simple enough, because you just feel like, yeah, I know, I'm already thankful. But when you truly embody that and really be thankful for it, you will have peace that you just don't know. Like, you just don't know that you do truly have. Trust me, I try to walk by it. As soon as something fails, I don't got time for that. I remember because I'm a newly divorced person. So going back into the work life and going from everything was taken care of for me, like light bills. I didn't have to worry about a bill, a mortgage payment, a car note, none of that. I hadn't to worry about none of that, because my husband had took care of all of that, and I was just living. I made sure I helped him where he needed to be helped in his businesses and that things, and taking care of the household. And that's kind of where my mind frame was at for about 6 years. So to walk away from that, and now I'm back in a work life, and now you do have a light bill. You are the one responsible for your property taxes. You are the one responsible for that. That could be overwhelming within itself. But I just grabbed the bottle horns and say, hey, I'm going to be able to know I can go find me a job, which I did. I know I can sustain a job based on my past history, which I am. Thankful for the God. I'm about a year plus into that job. I was able to put these steps in motion, and To me, when you take that leap of faith to say nothing's going to teeter you off that mountain that you're on, you'll be surprised that the doors are open. And that's continuously been shown in this first year of being divorced, that, I'm all right. I'm all right. Some things are a little bit of a struggle. Some things we had to get back used to. Some things I had to learn to go without. But even with all of that, I definitely had peace. Peace is nothing like it. It's nothing like being at peace with your mind and not feeling like you have to walk on eggshells or any of that. So that goes hand in hand with when you feel yourself slipping into that discouragement, turn that junk around. Just turn it around, because you are here for a reason. I don't care if you're a set of a twin, triplet, whatever. We needed you specifically. We needed you in particular. Like, you are the one that needed to be here on this earth. You were here for a reason. People do not make it. Babies don't make it, but somehow you made it. So off that strength alone, you have something that no one else has, because you are you. So don't be afraid to share that to the world. It's a very saturated world we live in, especially with technology, especially with social media. And you might feel like, hey, someone else is doing it. Who cares? No one's heard your voice do it yet, so you do it. And that's me, again, talking to me, because I've had my moments with this journey where I'm seeing that, I only got 12 views, I only get 2 likes, but I'ma still keep going, because it's therapeutic for me to be able to sit and talk and be on this platform, whatever my topic may be for the day. So that's encouragement enough. Like I've said, I've never had a true audience base, or someone telling me, hey, run that video back, hey, or whatever the case may be. But I will run my own video back on TikTok. You may have to leave me a comment, because I just like looking at me. Now, I'm just saying, I do just like looking at me. So therefore, again, because I like to see the continued growth that I'm able to continue to build towards and work towards. And I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for it because someone from my background, I should be a better person. I should look at life and say it owes you me something, but like, fuck you, life. But that's just not me. Not me. I'm a kid at heart. I love being in a good mood. I love making other people feel like they're in a good mood. And that's just what we're going to focus on. So that is the key piece that I want you to take away from this video. If you have made it this far, thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me and just listen to me ramble a little bit, because I hope you are encouraged as I'm re-encouraging myself on this journey to say you can do it no matter what you may look like. Just know it'll be beginning stages, and you always have time to improve and work on it and keep going. So that is what I'm going to end this video with. Again, thank you for every subscriber. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Like, comment, share. I'm grateful, thankful. Again, my name is Marisha Nicole. Thank you for tuning in. Over and out until next time.
No time for the drama, watch me blow through them. I know I sound confident, I'm supposed to though. We do it big, how we live, Kelly told you so. Come on. Told y'all I was gonna bump like this. Y'all didn't think that